Greetings, fellow warriors, theorists, and enthusiasts. It is I, Cloverfrost the Niftiest Warrior, and yet another theory is out. Hooray! This one is about the current books, and I know how much you guys love those. If you haven't watched my other Broken Code theory, you totally should. It's not like you're gonna need to watch it in order for any of this to make sense. It's just a good starting point. After The Silent Thaw came out, some things I was wondering about got expanded upon, like Rootpaw's pet ghost Bramblestar and Shadowpaw's fallen name. And let me tell you, I am kind of disappointed with one of those things. His name could have been Shadowflower. Shadowflower! But it had to be Shadowsight. I love these cat books, but come on, man. I believe what happens in The Silent Thaw supports my claim of the Dark Forest being behind all this. It only makes sense. Sergeant Imposter was acting really weird about the code breakers. The way he insisted on being so careful is really suspicious as well. But none of this is direct evidence of the imposter being some dark forester. It just suggests a cat with evil intentions. But I know for sure it's the Dark Forest. But how do I know? Well, for starters, the most popular theory is it's Ashfur. In my opinion, I would much rather see the Dark Forest make a comeback than plain old Ashfur. It's clear Bramblestar's imposter wants to destroy the clans, and if he was Ashfur, it wouldn't make sense, since Ashfur was just mad at Squirrelflight. And sure, you might think destroying all the clans would be the biggest punishment for her, but I don't think he would go to such extremes. Like I said in my last theory about the broken code, I would be okay if Ashfur was involved somehow. I just don't think he could and would accomplish such things by himself. Another reason why the imposter is someone from the Dark Forest, preferably Red Willow, is it just makes sense. Of course the Dark Forest would do something like that. No one knows what happened to them after Omen of the Stars, and I would really like to see them again. I don't know about you, but I would love to see Red Willow become a supervillain. In Omen of the Stars, he was just a lackey for the Dark Forest, but now he is the one with the lackeys. The third reason is that, uh, okay, you got me. I don't have any good evidence for why I think it's the Dark Forest, but you still have to listen to me. I know most of the Dark Forest is dead, but hear me out. I have an idea on Red Willow's plan. I know I kinda touched on that in my other video, but that was just surface level stuff. I would like to go a little deeper. I think Red Willow will either turn the clans against each other with its controversial rules of the Codebreakers, or become a cat that takes what he wants from the other clans and makes himself a well-known threat. Since the latter of which is being more violent and a hell of a lot more obvious, I think the first option is probably what they will go for. It makes more logical sense, but I want to see countless battles and Bramblestar become a murderous, bloodthirsty tyrant. This has a much higher chance of backfiring because of all the outright horrible behavior. But I think Red Willow would think he could destroy the clans. I think it would be good if he forcibly joins all the clans together as one big clan, so he has more control and so he can easily destroy. I want his plan to be killing the last cats that are alive, and some kind of mass genocide, all at once, like a fire or deathberries. But I don't think he's allowed to pull that off. I just have so many ideas, and I want more bloodshed. I do think that the clans, after this dilemma, will be destroyed, but not completely. I think they will be torn apart, bit by bit, and many will die along the way. But we can't have everyone dead. We have to have a happy ending. I really want to see them struggle, because all the build-up throughout these books will be useless if they don't struggle. The story they have here is a great setup for something even greater, and I don't want that to be wasted like it was in A Vision of Shadows. I do not like those Vision of Shadows books. They were trash. They already had a backwards trash story to begin with. There was no way they could have salvaged it. But on the other arc, The Broken Road has started out amazingly. Not to say it still has its problems, but it's definitely an improvement. I like the protagonists, Shadowsight, Rupa, and Bristlebras. They all make their mistakes and are generally unsure. Except for Bristlefrost, she was sure that Bramblestar just wanted to help the clans follow the code, but then that backfired. It will be fun to see more of their character unfold, and so much could be done with them. I like the idea of the Warrior Code and Star Clan, two things the clans trust very much and see as good things, being flipped on their heads. They will have no other choice than to rely less on Star Clan and rewrite the Warrior Code, or at least add amendments onto it. I am a bit frustrated at the fact that the clans are so stupid when it comes to Star Clan. The reason why everything went to madness when Star Clan vanished is because you freaked out about it so much. Starkland used to just be a mystery figure that no one quite understood, but ever since cats we knew started dying and going to the Dark Forest, they eventually became a normal part of clan life. I like what Tigerheart is thinking in this. He thinks Bramblestar is just using Starkland's disappearance as a way to control the other clans. This is exactly what Red Wallow Star is doing. I think Mothwing could accomplish something too. She doesn't rely as much on StarClan as everyone else, so she would kind of be coming at this from an outsider's perspective. I would like to see some past characters become important again, and possibly even help bring down Red Willow Star. I already mentioned Mothwing and Tigerheart, but some other cats could work too, like Thornclaw and Ivypool, and make some side characters important too. Sneezecloud could be a fun-loving, sensitive germaphobe with a heart of gold, and you could make Slightfoot an open-minded know-it-all with a typically patient and quiet nature. I would also like to see Minnowtail become an important and strong rebel, fighting against Bramblestar's imposter because she truly knows what's right and is brave. I think Minnowtail should be leader of RiverClan, meaning first the engaging Reed Whisker has to be killed off. And then after Misty Star makes her deputy, she will die. Middletail was a Dark Force trainee, which already makes her a bit unique, and she generally came off as full of herself. They could build off this character and finally make some River Clanners important again. I also think Bramblestar should die so Squirrelflight can become leader and make Ivypool her deputy. Squirrelflight would make an interesting leader, like Middletail, and she would totally be badass. Ivypool would also be badass as deputy. She's an inspiration and just deserves it. I think Thornclaw should become a somewhat important cat and lead some kind of rescued spire group of cats that go around being badass. Thornclaw should die, but heroically, showing that old people can still be cool. If what I want to happen happens, it would make sense for this to be the end of the Warrior series, or at least the main arcs. If everything comes together, and old cats get new characters, and the clans finally change the Warrior Code, then it would make sense. The story that they're setting up here is about the Warrior Code and your beliefs, which is basically the one consistent factor running through all these books. The clans will have to get rid of clan rivalries and join together as one. These cats have already faced the most difficult of problems and have even fought cat hell together. They need to stop worrying about their neighbors invading them. Make up already. Who cares if that wasn't what StarClan intended? They have no power. They're just dead cats. Clans will still exist, except there will not be any border separating them. Embrace the facts, book writers. I know I already said this, but this is one fine dish they're cooking up here. I'm just so excited for what will happen in the Veil of Shadows. I'm excited for Book 4 and Book 5 too. If you haven't read The Broken Code, then you totally should. You might find it frustrating that the characters are kind of stupid, but it's worth it. I especially like the new main characters they got here. I love them all equally, but Shadowsight and Bristlefrost are looking extremely great so far. I still love my baby Rootpaw though. All three have layers like ogres, and what I'm about to say might surprise you. Rupa and Shadowsight should totally get together. I know Warriors would never outright call them a couple, for dumb reasons. But hear me out. Their personalities complement each other. The main theme for the Broken Code is quickly turning out to be finding yourself, and my two baby boys being together would support that. They would be perfect for each other. It would start with them getting to know each other at gatherings or at the top secret meetings. They would find a lot in common, and a friendship would blossom. Rootpaw might even share his crush troubles with Bristlefrost with him. Shadowsight would help Rootpaw with his confidence issues, and he, in return, would help him with his insecurities about being different. Together they would give each other meaning, and if they got separated, they would be lost. It won't be until the last book where they finally embrace the gay and be happy. I'm way too wrapped up in these cat books. Maybe that's why I started this YouTube channel about warrior cats. I also think many cats should die. The clans are overpopulated, and this is a great way to kill a lot of them off, especially ThunderClan. Like 40 cats live there, and most of them are just filler characters. I also love seeing bloodshed. I'm so exciting. You can really feel the tense energy and I love it. I hope to see more violence soon. That's about all I had to say on the broken code. I hope you guys get to see my animatic soon. I've been working on it for a few days at least, and I'm really excited for everyone to see it. It's kind of inappropriate. That's only because it's a song from South Park. I hope everyone likes it. Peace out, homies. Oh, and yeah, make sure to have a great rest of the day.